You're watching MH Nation. Get the latest NBA news, transfer rumors, and match updates fast. Like, share, and subscribe to stay ahead of the game.
Lakers declare war on the Heat. For a $298 million champion, plus Luka's old running mate could be coming to LA. 3 trades, 1 purple and gold summer. Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and a bench battle that could change everything. Lakers Nation, drop what you're doing right now because the Lakers front office just picked a fight with the Miami Heat over a 4-time NBA champion, and that is not even the biggest story we're breaking down today. What's going on, Lakers Nation? Here's the deal. In the last 24 hours, 3 separate trade stories have dropped, and every single one of them involves the Lakers trying to fix the exact same problem. A shooting and forward crisis that has haunted this roster since LeBron James walked out the door. We are talking about a bidding war with a hated rival for one of the greatest shooters of this generation. A nostalgic reunion pitch that would bring back a piece of Luka Doncic's championship run in Dallas, and a bench move that one Lakers insider says could actually be a trap if the front office isn't careful. Lakers versus Heat. The trading war for a $298 million legend. 2 championship contenders, 1 sharpshooter. Only 1 team walks away with him. Picture this, the Lakers and the Miami Heat, 2 teams that just made blockbuster moves this summer, are now staring each other down over the same exact player, and his name should send chills down every Lakers fan's spine. That player is Klay Thompson. Yes, that Klay Thompson, 4-time NBA champion, 5-time All-Star, one of the greatest pure shooters basketball has ever seen. And according to multiple NBA insiders, the Lakers and the Miami Heat are now in a legitimate trading war to land him before the season tips off. Here's how this all started. Both franchises had already had productive offseasons. Miami pulled off a blockbuster to bring in Giannis Antetokounmpo, completely reshaping their timeline. The Lakers, meanwhile, locked up Austin Reeves on a new deal, keeping their young core intact around Luka Doncic. But recently, both front offices shifted their attention to the exact same name, and it is not a coincidence. Klay Thompson is coming off a down year with the Dallas Mavericks. He has 1 season left on his contract, and the entire league knows Dallas may be ready to move on. NBA reporter Evan Sidery laid out exactly why the Lakers make sense as a landing spot. He said the Lakers are emerging as a real destination for Thompson because of how well he would fit playing off Luka Doncic. Think about it. Doncic is one of the best table setters in basketball, and Thompson is a career 40.9% three-point shooter, one of the only players in the last decade you could even mention in the same breath as Steph Curry when it comes to pure shot making. Put those 2 together, and you are talking about catch-and-shoot buckets all night long. On top of that, the Lakers reportedly have the salary-matching pieces needed to actually get a trade done instead of waiting around for a buyout. But here's where it gets tense. The Heat are not sitting back and watching this happen. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, Miami's #1 offseason priority right now is adding shooting around their new-look roster, and Klay Thompson is their top target. Charania reported that the Heat are actively exploring whether they can work out a trade for Thompson, while also keeping an eye on a potential buyout scenario if Dallas goes that route instead. So which is it? Trade or buyout? According to insider Jake Fisher of the Stein Line, Dallas has been hesitant to even discuss a buyout up to this point. Fisher said the level of interest circling Thompson, from the Lakers, from Miami, and reportedly from other teams around the league as well, makes an actual trade far more likely than Dallas simply letting him walk for nothing in return. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets real. Klay Thompson has earned $298 million in career NBA contracts. That is a future Hall of Fame resume attached to a player who, even in a diminished role, would instantly become the best floor spacer on either roster he lands with. For the Lakers specifically, adding a shooter of Thompson's caliber solves a problem that has plagued this roster all summer, because new starting center Walker Kessler is not a stretch big, and the Lakers desperately need shooting gravity around Luka to keep the paint from getting clogged. One specific trade framework has already started circulating. In this version, the Lakers would send out Dalton Knecht and Bronny James to Dallas, while rerouting Jared Vanderbilt's contract to the Detroit Pistons as a third team in the deal. In exchange, the Lakers would receive Klay Thompson himself, plus Dallas would toss in second-round picks in 2028, 2029, and 2033 to help sweeten the framework and offset the money going back to the Mavericks. For Dallas, this move clears out roughly $12.4 million in salary while still bringing back two young, cost-controlled players in Connect and James. For the Lakers, it means shedding 3 roster spots for 1 impact veteran, freeing up depth chart space heading into the season. And here's the emotional angle nobody is talking about enough. Klay Thompson grew up in Los Angeles. Sources close to the situation say he is reportedly open to a homecoming. That is the kind of storyline that makes for an incredible television moment. A hometown kid coming back to chase one more ring in the city where it all started for him. Of course, nothing is signed, sealed, and delivered yet. The Lakers are not strongly targeting Thompson as their #1 priority the way Miami is, but insiders agree that if the right opportunity presents itself, Los Angeles is absolutely in position to pounce. And with 2 hated rivals from opposite conferences now circling the same sharpshooter, do not be surprised if this turns into one of the most dramatic subplots of the entire NBA offseason. So Lakers Nation, I want to know, if the Lakers pull off this trade, does Klay Thompson start alongside Luka Doncic, or does he come off the bench as a microwave scorer? Drop your prediction in the comments below, because this next story might make that debate even more complicated. Before we move on, let's zoom out for a second, because context matters here. The Lakers have not been shy this offseason. They have been aggressive at nearly every position, adding pieces in the front court and back court, and re-signing key players like Austin Reeves to keep the young core together around Luka Doncic. What that tells us is simple. This front office is not sitting back and hoping things work out. They are actively hunting for the final pieces that turn a good roster into a legitimate contender, and Klay Thompson fits that mission perfectly. A proven, championship-tested shooter who already knows what it takes to win at the highest level is exactly the kind of veteran presence a young core benefits from in the locker room, not just on the stat sheet. Luka's old Dallas partner could be reuniting with him in LA. The trade fans keep begging for. Is it finally becoming real? Every single Lakers fan has been asking for this trade all summer long, and now there's a real hypothetical framework on the table that could actually make it happen. We are talking about P.J. Washington. Here's the backstory for anyone who needs a refresher. Since LeBron James left the Lakers, this roster has had a massive hole at the power forward position. It only got worse when Rui Hachimura, who has since turned himself into one of the most lethal three-point shooters in the entire NBA, and veteran defender Marcus Smart both departed as well. That left the Lakers dangerously thin on the wing heading into a brand new era built around Luka Doncic. To fix it, the front office spent most of the summer hard in pursuit of free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga. But as of this video, Kuminga is still unsigned, still testing the market, and nothing has come together financially between his camp and the Lakers. With that pursuit stalling out, attention is turning back to a name that Lakers fans have been chanting about for months: P.J. Washington. Washington and Doncic were teammates together in Dallas, and Lakers fans remember exactly how well that partnership worked. Washington was a key piece of the Mavericks' run to the 2024 NBA Finals, playing alongside Luka as a switchable, three-point shooting power forward who could guard multiple positions and space the floor at the same time. That chemistry did not disappear just because Doncic got traded to Los Angeles. Now, a hypothetical 3-team trade framework has surfaced involving the Lakers, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's how it would work. The Lakers would receive P.J. Washington. In return, the Mavericks would receive Dante DiVincenzo, Dalton Connect, and 3 second-round picks. And the Minnesota Timberwolves would receive Jared Vanderbilt to round out the third side of the deal. Now, before anybody gets too hyped, this is being described as a hypothetical scenario meant to spark debate rather than a confirmed report. But let's break down why all 3 teams could realistically say yes. Dallas has poured well over $300 million into their front court, including a fresh $52 million extension for forward Najee Marshall. With young big men like Derek Lively II and rookie Morris Johnson Jr. developing in the pipeline, the Mavericks are eventually going to need to open up roster spots, and Washington could be the first domino to fall. In this deal, Dallas would land Dante DiVincenzo, a proven playoff starter and elite three-point shooter, along with Dalton Knecht, a 25-year-old sharpshooter, plus 3 extra second-round draft picks to stockpile future assets. For Minnesota, the return of Jared Vanderbilt is a feel-good story. Vanderbilt is a fan favorite in Minnesota and reportedly has a strong relationship with franchise superstar Anthony Edwards. The Timberwolves need a starting caliber forward, and Vanderbilt's contract lines up almost perfectly with DiVincenzo's, meaning Minnesota fills a need without taking on any extra long-term salary. And for the Lakers? They finally get their wish, a legitimate, proven starting power forward who has already shown he can thrive playing next to Luka Doncic on a finals-caliber team. But here's the reality check. NBA insider Jake Fisher said directly that he has not heard the Lakers are actively pursuing PJ Washington, and that Washington's name mostly just gets brought up by Lakers fans online, rather than by real front office conversations. So for now, this remains speculation, not a confirmed negotiation. Still, the logic behind it is hard to ignore. Dallas has a motive to move him. The fit next to Doncic is proven, and the longer the Lakers wait on Jonathan Kuminga, the more this rumor is going to keep resurfacing. Lakers Nation, would you rather the front office land Jonathan Kuminga in free agency, or go all in on reuniting Luka with PJ Washington? Let me know down in the comments, because our final story today might make this decision even more urgent. A Lakers insider just issued a warning about their next trade target. He could help the bench, but could he wreck the starting lineup? Not every trade rumor is a slam dunk, and this next name comes with a very direct warning label attached from someone who watches this roster closer than almost anybody. That name is Grant Williams of the Charlotte Hornets. With the Lakers still searching for answers at forward, insiders have connected them to Williams as a realistic, low-cost trade option before the offseason wraps up. Remember, this roster lost both LeBron James and Rui Hachimura as starting forwards, and outside of the two big Klay Thompson and PJ Washington storylines we just covered, the front office has not properly addressed that hole yet, since most of their off-season energy went toward finding a new starting center and adding depth at guard. So naturally, fans started asking, could Grant Williams be the answer? Lakers insider Jovan Buha was asked that exact question directly, and his response was blunt. Buha said that based on the numbers in the film, Grant Williams profiles more as a bench-level player than a starter. He said Williams can absolutely be a productive, solid role player off the bench, but he does not believe Williams is a starting caliber piece, especially when you factor in what it takes to compete with the best teams in the league. That is a pretty clear warning sign. Yes, Williams could be a cheap, easy trade target. Charlotte is reportedly willing to move him for a relatively low price since he is on an expiring contract and not viewed as a core piece of their rebuild. But the insider red flag here is that if the Lakers try to plug him into the starting lineup, it could actually be a step backward. So who else is even in the mix for those forward minutes? Right now, 3 starting spots are basically locked in: Luka Doncic, Walker Kessler at center, and Austin Reeves. Beyond that, wing addition Grimes is versatile enough to slide into the starting small forward role, though his game overlaps quite a bit with the 2 guards already on the floor. Jake LaRavia looks like the front-runner to start at power forward, thanks to his ability to space the floor with three-point shooting, which fits perfectly next to a ball-dominant playmaker like Doncic. Beyond that, the Lakers do have some intriguing wildcards, including rookie Cameron Carr and forward Sandro Mamukelashvili, though both come with plenty of question marks since neither has proven themselves at this level yet. As for Grant Williams specifically, his track record shows real winning experience. He spent several productive seasons with the Boston Celtics before Charlotte brought him in to help mentor their young roster, but a string of injuries limited how much of an impact he could make there. Last season, Williams played about 20 minutes a game and averaged 7 points for the Hornets. Charlotte has already shown they are willing to shake things up, having recently traded away both LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges as part of a broader rebuild. So here's the real question the Lakers front office has to answer. Do you trust Grant Williams' shooting and defense enough to use him as a depth piece, knowing he is not the long-term starter this roster actually needs? Many Lakers fans online seem to prefer giving rookie Cameron Carr more run it forward instead of trading for a proven veteran bench piece like Williams. And zooming way out, here is the bigger picture for this franchise. The Lakers are clearly in a transition year, rebuilding the roster around Luka Doncic after saying goodbye to the LeBron James era for good. That kind of turnover always brings uncertainty, but it also brings opportunity. And every single one of these 3 rumors represents a different path toward filling out that roster before opening night. Whether it is landing a proven champion like Klay Thompson, reuniting Luka with a familiar face in PJ Washington, or simply adding low-cost depth like Grant Williams, the front office clearly understands the clock is ticking. Training camp is coming up fast, and every one of these dominoes could fall at any moment.